Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Skies Arcadia Legends. Last time, we explored around Sailor Island a bit. Got a bit of a new party member, just a bucket of joy he is. Helped someone get back home and discover and have made our way into Valua's lower city. This time we're going to go explore the lower city and what I can only assume to be is watch the inevitable protagonist origin story of watching your own father die. This is lower city. People of Valua are forced to live in certain areas depending on their status. So this desolate place where all of us poor people are forced to live. Get kind of an idea. This is what I assume to be like a communal work kitchen or something. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's several beds. I don't think this would be a family residence. It could be an orphanage. Although I'll admit, yep. So it's if we combine McDonald's and a no-tell motel. Obviously, generally, most of his suspects seem to be based on just the effervescent smell of the place. 2042. All right, we got some gold to play with. And I didn't go to the one in Sailor's Island, so you didn't really see it, but yeah. I think this guy and the Sailor's Island weapon merchant must be twin brothers. Welcome to my store. This is where the weapons and armor shop. Let's see here. Valua ring. Definitely good to have. Bookhand. Let's get Drachma a little bit of a power buff. I think Drachma's beefy enough. He doesn't need the armor increase just yet. Lover's Ring. Mage's Bane. Gem of Purity. This would be useful for Aka. Sell this back. Sell this back. Keep the revered voice, though. That can be useful. As for everything else, I think I'll keep it as is. Actually, normally would highly recommend against this, but we're going to sell the Rizalim Crystal. And as for items, I'm mostly going to hold off. Now, admittedly, I'm going to be forthright with all you. If there's ever a chance a deathless run is going to be ruined, this is actually the best shot at it. Once we inevitably get to the dungeon that's here. Now, there are no moonfish to be found here. On the top side of Valua, there's about 2 treasure chests that can be found. They are way later in the game, potentially missable. And also inaccessible for a good portion of the game as well. So I'd go ahead and knock them out. So what I did, kind of play you through it, is I went by the merchant and weapon shop, hung right here, and this back alley is where the treasure chest in question is. Alright here. Who are you? You guys look like sailors. Stupid ones at that. Why else would you come all this way to a dump like Lower City? Well, aren't we a little obnoxious? Kinda reminds me of a particular someone on when they were little. Hey, I wasn't this annoying when I was little. Give me some credit here. What did you say? Are you trying to start a fight with me? The name is Marco. Everybody who is anybody in this town knows who I am. For such a short kid, you sure know how to talk big. Sorry, boy, but we don't have time to play with little kids right now. What did you say? I'll remember this, fools! Here's kind of the local tavern. I don't bother talking. Well, this guy might be worth talking to. Looks like you can pass for an Ocarina of Time NPC. Did you hear? Tomorrow morning there's going to be an execution at the Colosseum. I heard they'll be executing some air pirates that the Armada captured. What? Is that true? Yeah, there was a soldier in here earlier telling everyone about it. It's been a while since we had an interesting show. They make executions in the shows? This place is horrible! Vice, we have no time to waste. Alright. So you can flip the switch if you want. And I'm going to do it that way. You can also just straight up walk into it and it'll go down. But that's how we get to the lower portion of Lower City. So it's really Lower City. Alright, and this is the inn. There are no chests here, thankfully. Are you going to stay the night? It's 80 gold a night. I guess we'll stay the night. We've got another guy joining us, a big old man. He'll pay for the room. You better be telling the truth for your own sake. If he doesn't come, I'll be knocking on your door. Okay, if he doesn't come, then you can kick us out if you want. We'll be heading off to the room now. I realize this is supposed to be Spain and I'm giving them British accents, but I have a feeling no one wants me doing a Spanish accent. I'm so tired. I can barely stand. It's been a long time since I've laid down on a nice warm bed with pillows and blankets. I'm tired too, Aka. It's not like we've had time to relax since we left Pirate Isle. True, and I don't think I'll be able to sleep right now, even in a real bed. I can't stop thinking about Captain Dine and the others. I'm sure they're okay. Let's at least try to get some rest while we can. Oh. Who knows when we'll be able to sleep in real beds again. That's right. You've been cramped on a hammock in the engine room of the Little Jack for a few nights now. I don't mind the lack of space. It's just the engine is so old and so loud. Well, excuse me for having an old ship. Captain, I didn't expect you back so soon. If you don't like my ship, you can find yourself another one. My ship wasn't meant for anyone but me in the first place. I didn't mean anything by that. I'm really grateful. Honest. Right, Beeve? Sorry. What's wrong, Ika? You're quiet for a change. Tomorrow morning, the air pirates, our friends, are going to be executed. They said it's going to happen in the Colosseum. They said that when they execute air pirates, it draws a huge crowd. Public execution, huh? Sounds like something the people of this town would enjoy. We've got to hurry up and rescue them. They'll all be killed. Vice, what shall we do? Tomorrow we'll sneak into the Colosseum. Dad and the others will definitely be taken there tomorrow morning. We'll rescue them then. What? You mean you're not going to try to save them right now? If we start frantically searching everywhere, we'll probably be caught by the Valuan guards, and if that happens, we're all dead. Vice is right, but it may get a little ugly at the Colosseum tomorrow. but it's our best chance to save them. Yeah! So tomorrow morning at the Coliseum it is. Now that we sort of have a plan, I feel a little better. I think it will work. Besides, we have the element of surprise on our side. So that's our plan. Tomorrow we will break into the Coliseum and rescue everyone. Who's there? Oh, who's there? My bad. I heard Drachma and automatically go into Drachma. Someone was spying on us. Don't let him get away. Vice, need a lift? And I'm going to introduce you to an ability unheard of in most JRPGs. Jumping. No, you cannot learn this skill. At least not from a Jedi. I wish that Vice the Wise was a swashbuckler rating. Put me down, you glass-eyed freak! What the? You're that kid from this afternoon! So what's it to you? Put me down now! Ow, you didn't have to drop me! Vice, did you catch him? Oh no, it's that annoying kid again. Who are you calling annoying? At least I don't have hair like a scarecrow. I heard everything you said. Now if I was to rat on you to the guards, you'd all be executed. Well, that really leaves us no choice. We're going to have to kill you now, boy. Wait, Captain! If you're going to kill me, then kill me. It's not like anyone would care. I don't even think the rats would miss me. I've pretty much given up on life in this dump. If I'm dead, at least I won't have to search the garbage bins for food every night. Really? Good. Then you'll have no regrets. Captain, he's just a kid! Hey, Marco, that hole in the ground next to you. What is it? Oh, this? There's a catacombs under the sea. I've heard they've been around since the old world. Now they're just sewers. This is where I live. Sewers, huh? Can you use them to get to the Coliseum? Yeah, it reaches the Coliseum. Wait a second. You were serious? Yep, if we take the catacombs to the Coliseum, we can sneak in without worrying about the guards. What are you, stupid or something? You're gonna get caught. There's no way. Why don't you just give up and go home? Can't do that. Blue Rogues never give up, especially when their friends are counting on them. Marco, if you ever went sailing and ran into a storm, or with the way you're talking, you'd probably just give up. It's too rough. I shouldn't have gone on this ship. I want my mommy. This is probably what you'd probably say. What? Take that back! Even if you run into a storm, there's always a way out, no matter how bleak things seem. I've been in really bad situations before, and I always look for a way out. I'm in that kind of situation now, and I'm not giving up. So what are you trying to say? Captain, Aka, tomorrow we're taking the catacombs to the Coliseum. Since we don't have to get there until tomorrow, we should rest tonight. Hey, aren't you supposed to kill me now? You're going to be at the Coliseum with us tomorrow, too. You said that you've grown tired of living, right? Well, I just want you to see something interesting before you die. What? You can't be serious. Now we had a plan, with our objective in mind. We hurried back to the inn, crawled into our soft, warm beds, and were fast asleep. Morning came much too soon. The skies were so dark it felt like the sun had deserted us. Quietly, we had all hoped this wasn't an omen. It all comes down to the day. I hope we can save them. Let's go to the entrance to the catacombs and get to the Colosseum. Either we all go home, or none of us go. Alright. Well, we can go to the catacombs, but before we do that, I am going to show you where the second chest of the top side of Lower Valua is. Or I guess, technically the first chest of Lower Valua. It's complicated. So, you're going to go down this ladder. This is basically where you chased Marco down at. You're going to go down this second ladder. And if you look right here, there are these barrels, but they're kind of... So you take this hidden passageway. This leads to the town introvert's house. Upper floor. And we're going to pull a link and rob this man of his one valuable, a very helpful moonberry. Actually, how many do we have right now? One. Okay, I'm going to hold off. Still only competent. I haven't earned using that second moonberry yet. Alright. Hang a right out here. Head down. And live out our dream of being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Alright. I've got some... I'm not sure if this is by design or not, but the those chandelier, those lighting look like bats. The creepy music is certainly not helping. Alright. So these are Sirats. Both these and this other enemy, the Drownog, are capable of casting Eternity. Since I didn't show it last time, I am going to show you Delta Shield. I'm going to try to use Pyre to clean these guys up. I'm going to have Drachma finish off the Drownog. Alright, so this is the animation for Delta Shield. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, there is a chance, especially if you get the bad luck of the first strike curse, you could actually preemptively end a Deathless run here. So I'm not really going to try too hard to go for it, but I'm not going to be complaining if I can succeed. Drownogs also do have an attack where Sirats have that little attack, plus they are frequent spellcasters. Drownogs will actually detonate themselves. It's called Poison Explode. It will harm, it does have an area of effect ability, and it does harm anyone near it and poison them. Interesting little detail, if no one is near the Drownog, no one will get harmed. It's kind of cool how like that little moving around the battlefield serves more than just aesthetic quality of life purposes. Like, it actually can affect the outcome of the battle. You'll see other enemies like that that have AoE attacks that can potentially miss just because the model is in the wrong place. I was getting a little worried that the map wasn't loading in. Let me introduce you to one of the most messed up enemies in the game, the zombies. This is the Mind Stealer. As you can tell, I feel bad for the poor man who probably was not only a lower city resident, but met this fate. They are slow. As far as I know, they don't cast spells, but maybe I've just never seen it happen. They also have the much added ability to inflict poison, though, and they are the hardest enemies in this. Okay, hopefully none of these cast Eternity, otherwise there goes my Deathless Run. Good. Yeah, Lambda Burst is insanely helpful. Cannot be understated. Unlike the first dungeon, there really isn't anything too special about this. It's just kind of going in a straight line. However, there are a few branching paths, and of course limited time chests. They won't be accessible for a long time after you leave Valua, and they do eventually ultimately disappear for the whole game. So that is something to take into account. And the reason I'm not going straight for Lambda Burst is just because it isn't 100% reliable. Okay, so there's the Mind Stealer. Eventually, Aka's speed stat will become high enough that Lambda Burst is virtually a guarantee, but for the time being, it's just better to use Delta Shield. And the reason I don't speed up all these fights and really skip them is because it does give you some alternative ways that you can deal with enemies. Whatever suits you. Let's see if we run into the fourth enemy type in this dungeon. And I hung that left because, well, you'll see here in a minute. Alright. Oh, there's 5. Alright, so these guys, they are basilishes. They are a little quicker than most of the enemies in here. They are more prone to run. Like a lot of the enemies in here, they do cast Eternity, so be careful of that. Other than that, I'm going to do some quick cleanup. Yeah, like, see, they're faster than Vice right now, and arguably Aka, who is considerably the fastest member of the team. I don't have to one-shot with Pyre yet. OMG is kind of helpful. And there you go. There is a Mind Stealer inflicting poison status. Let's see here. I'm going to use Pyre with Drachma. He's a little slower, but... Yep. Like I said, Basilishes do have a higher odds of running. They're not quite as bad as like Leaper types enemies, but they can get pretty obnoxious. Alright, so as you saw, I kind of diverged left from the main path. There are 2 chests here. One, you've got a Curia Crystal, and the other is a Pyre box, which is actually going to be very helpful for this area. Actually, did I get another Moonberry? Not yet, no. Okay, there's our final enemy. These are the Krill Hounds. They are far and away the fastest thing in here. This is exacerbated by the fact they do have a high likelihood of casting Quicka, which buffs everything's speed in the area. And of course, they are more likely to cast magic. I actually don't know if they fall in line with the rest of the enemies that do tend to cast Eternity. I'm going to use the Pyre box to try to one-shot everything. Right now, it's actually a little stronger than Vice himself using Pyre. Yep, there you go. There it is using Quicka. If you use purple magic, you can potentially shut down other enemies' ability to cast spells with Silenus. However, Delta Shield is just way more practical for dealing with that, as it doesn't use any spell points.
Serves up right.
Alright, and the correct path to finish this, if you want to keep going down this dungeon, you go left. However, there are 2 treasure chests if you go straight. So we do want to get those knocked out. Heavy armor, good to have. Let's see. Alright. I am actually going to use the Pyre. Well, and the reason I'm attacking with Vice is Vice has as I mentioned earlier, Vice does have a higher accuracy rate than Drachma does. So generally with Drachma, what you want to do is try to use attacks that won't miss. That is an indecisive Basilisk.
This should work.
It is worth noting one of these enemies does have actually moderately decent odds of dropping a Pyre box as well. Love the little build up in here. Like it's intentionally ominous. But good thing is, and I can't tell for certain, but I do believe that you're not going to ever run into any random encounters on this little bridge. So it could be a little bit of a reprieve. Alright. See, I'm going to use regular Pyre on these guys.
Serves up right.
Alright, I'm going to save this file. because we are about to run into a boss, and he's objectively kind of difficult. I would like to encourage the comments section to not take a shot every time I say those words. And this is unique in the fact this is the only boss in Skies of Arcadia where you just kind of just walk up to it. This is Blagok, and it's disgusting. Now, this thing does not cast magic, so you do not need to concern yourself with casting Delta Shield. However, what I would recommend you doing is taking this opportunity. Actually, let me do this. So, those 2 Crystales boxes I got earlier, right? They're going to come in very handy.
Let's try this.
I don't want to use them up too fast, but they are particularly useful for this. Critical hit, not bad. Okay, now thankfully there is no freeze status, otherwise this would be particularly annoying. The big thing is that Blagok does have a number of ways. Both its regular attack and it has an attack called Poison Bile that has a high likelihood of inflicting poison, in case the name wasn't obvious. I'm actually going to guard with Aka this turn.
This should work. Here goes.
Lord, okay. Went through that early. As you can see, like, for early game, Crystales boxes seem kind of busted. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull a regular attack with Vice, Sacred Crystal with Aka, and I'm going to use Tackle with Trackbot. You get to kind of see that animation. A bad little attack. Okay, I was wondering if this was going to use this. This is the attack to look for from this thing. It might not hurt to heal the turn after you use it. That having been said, thankfully no one was poisoned. If they do get poisoned, don't sweat it too much. This thing's easy enough to work with that you don't need to use a Curia Crystal. I think Drachma's going to take this down, so I'll let the animation play out. Let's finish off with a little bit of flair and panache. And that is Blagok. Like I said, the biggest issue you have to worry about is that poison spile move. But even then, it's not that big of a threat. Oh, and that was... Actually, that's probably guaranteed lock. Okay, I would recommend using this on Aka particularly. You do want to use these on your kind of your more vulnerable party members. Magic. Magic. Use Sacri on Drachma. Alright. Next thing we do, I would normally save here, but just to save us some time, I'm going to go straight to this ladder. Looks like this ladder leads straight up into the Colosseum. Alright, if you want to double back, make some purchases, go rest at the inn, now would be your time to do it. However, I've had a good run. I'm going to break in. And now we present the executions of the notorious air pirate Dawn and his treacherous band of Blue Robes. Their crimes include attacking Imperial airships and stealing precious cargo. The price of stealing from Valua is high, and Dawn and his pitiful band will pay with their heads. Looks like he gave up after all. I knew it. Huh? Vice! And like that, all of a sudden his pirates felt like resisting. Hurry! Run for the opening in the floor! Hi everyone! Missed you guys! We're here to rescue you! Come on, let's go! Well, how very bold of you. You have deprived the audience from witnessing the deaths of a notorious band of air pirates. Now they will witness your execution. I don't know why you're all upset. The audience already got to watch us free our friends and trash your guards. Now they get to watch us beat the snot out of you. What more could they want? By the way, the name's Vice. Love it. He's got to have a quippy one-liner. Gotta have a snarky remark. Alright, so this guy is obviously the executioner. It is worth noting, as any JRPG resident would know, focus on the spell wardens on either side of him. Another famous story of me sucking at JRPGs. Yeah, I did not think to take those guys out and make my life hell. Alright, you're gonna want to use Delta Shield to account for the spell wardens. Really, all of these guys can cast magic. We're going to capitalize on that Pyre box we have. It's going to carry us a good ways. Alright, this is an attack with an area effect status, Sonic Wave. He picked the worst person to go after with this, and he's losing. Admittedly, this guy might preemptively end a Deathless run. I'm probably not going to sweat it that hard, except for the fact that I ditched my Ryslum Crystal, which is going to prove very difficult if Aka gets knocked out. I'm actually going to use the Sacre's Crystal on Aka. And I'm going to use the Pyre box again. Oh, good. He has not actually, like, fought wisely. And you can't use double Ingram, so that's going to miss.
You go. This should work.
Alright, here. I'm going to use the Pyre Box again. And I'm just going to kind of keep up the offensive pressure for now. There is one attack I have to worry about from this Executioner more than the others. I'm just hoping he doesn't aim it at Aka. The rare occasion of them actually attacking. Alright, this. This actually hurts hard and well. And I mentioned that that peril music. Yep, there it is. Alright. So let's use the Sacrae's Crystal on Vice. Delta Shield. And yeah, it really wouldn't hurt to use Sacrae's on Drachma either.
You go. This should work.
Alright. Sacrae on Vice. And now we're just going to tackle the Executioner.
You go. You go. This should work. You go. This should work.
Ooh, Death's Door. As long as he doesn't decide to use... Okay, we got this. We're home free. And we'll finish him off with Cutlass Fury.
It looks like we won.
Indeed it does, Drachma. Indeed it does. Alright, an Electri Box and Sacrae's Crystal. Now I don't have to feel guilty about using one. And what's a good show without some showmanship? Alright, so we definitely need to heal up some of our party members. One, namely. Actually, yeah, let me save here. Hey, you really did it! You rescued your friends, I can't believe it! You really are something. Marco, what are you doing here? I told you before, right? I live here. I know everything about these sewers. And this one was built with a secret door. I took your friend in the secret room just behind me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you hang a right here, there are 2 treasure chests. Unlike the rest of Valua, after you leave here, you cannot get these, ever. Like I said, I just recommend picking all of them up while you're here. But if you're going to just save a few for later, do not ignore these 2. You won't get another chance. Get a magic droplet, and 4 sacred crystals, which totally won't come in handy. Let's talk to Dying. You were a little late, Vice. If you were any later, I'd be a whole head shorter now. Vice, I always knew you were tough, but breaking into a public execution and freeing all of us, now I think you're crazy, too. What can I say? I'm not ready to take over as head of the Dying family just yet. Wait a minute, where's Fina? Fina? When they captured us from Pirate Isle, they took her somewhere else. I overheard some soldiers talking about her. Sounded like she was taken to a Valuan Imperial Palace. What? Why was she taken to the palace? It appears that the Empress herself wanted to meet Fina. I've got a feeling there's more to that girl than meets the eye. She knows something important enough to have Valua after her. Fina. Vice, what are you going to do? Of course we have to go save Fina. The guards are scattered. The whole island is in chaos. It'll be dangerous, but it looks like now is our best chance to strike. Here, take this with you, Vice. It's a little early to be giving this to you, but considering the circumstances, I'll make an exception. Wow, it's your yellow moonstone! Thanks, Dad! If you use it with your weapons, they'll take on the properties of lightning. I will take all the air pirates back to the Little Jack. We'll be waiting for you. You need to be at the Little Jack when they open the gates. I know, when the gates open, it's our only chance to escape. First, you'll want to go to Upper City. You might be able to sneak aboard a rail car that's on its way to the palace. I see. Upper City, huh? Marco, how do I get to Upper City from here? If you go down that tunnel over there, you'll reach Upper City. But there are tons of guards in Upper City. You shouldn't go. It's too dangerous. I'm ready for anything, Marco. In the midst of the storm, I can see one path that will get us out of Valua. I've got to try. Let's go, Waka. We've got to save Fina. You put your right foot out. Good old dungeon crawl with at least a few random encounters. Thankfully. I think I forgot to use the assassin blade. That would have made my life a lot easier. Hold on. I'm going to swap out weapons while I'm thinking about it. Alright. Major miscalculation. There should be a weapon I have from here. Right, well. I'm just going to run back real quick. Now, on average, I did mean to mention this. Bakas are good for anywhere between 1 and about roughly 10 charges. Okay, hopefully... Just gonna run through here real quick and go back, because I had to miss at least one of the 4 treasure chests back there. And I have a feeling I know which one it is. And now I'm going to use the Electri box just to kind of give you an idea of what Electri looks like. Alright. So then, that was what I was missing. Alright, so in each of those little alcoves, there are 2 treasure chests to pop, totaling 6. I knew something was off when I didn't have the assassin blade, so... Gonna emulate a not every 90s movie ever. When they try to showcase someone has super speed. Alright. Pretty much straight shot. And the back end of the catacombs is kind of like the first end. While I'm thinking about it, how many sacred crystals do I have? And actually, thinking about it also, items, got some magic droplets. Got a little cutscene here. Wait, Vice! Marco, you followed us? What's wrong? Vice, please, don't go, please. My mother and father were both killed by Valuan soldiers while they were trying to escape from this city. There's no way out. Trying to get to the Grand Fortress, it's impossible. No one has ever escaped from Valua. You're gonna die this time. I just know it. Your parents, I'm sorry to hear that, Marco. But I have to go. I don't have a choice. And every time I hear the word impossible, it makes me want to prove everyone wrong. A long time ago, a handful of sailors took a small boat out into uncharted skies. They had no idea what they'd find. Monsters, a maelstrom, the end of the world. It was because these sailors challenged the unknown that new lands were discovered. If we challenge ourselves and never get up, our own horizons will broaden in our hearts and in our minds. I need to push myself every day. I have to know what I can accomplish. I never give up, and so far, nothing has stopped me. But Vice, don't worry about me. I believe we'll make it out. I will find a way. That's what's keeping me going. I'm going to prove that it's not impossible to escape. Impossible is just a word to let people feel good about themselves when they quit. Good little inspirational quote there. Vice, do you think I could ever be a sailor? If I could ever sail the skies? Of course. You've got what it takes. I'll be waiting for you out there. Thank you. Alright. Nope. And now we are introduced to what assumedly is the main villain of the game. Lord Galcian brings good news, Your Majesty. Indeed I do, Your Highness. I am sure you will be pleased. As you have requested, my forces have captured a Sylvite. Excellent work, Galcian. You have yet failed me. So this is what a Sylvite looks like. Such a beautiful girl. Her clothes are interesting. A nice specimen. Today we have taken another step closer to our main objective. Soon the Empire shall rule the world. You seem sad, young one. Why do you not rejoice with us? You shall witness our finest hour. You have the knowledge that we seek. You can assist us. All who oppose us shall fall. Their islands will be reduced to ash and dust. Anyone who stands in our way will be destroyed. And you, young one, shall help us. Mother, ruling the world by force is not something I'm sure I would approve of. An empire that does not listen to the plight of its people is destined to fall. Enrique, you still have much to learn. You cannot walk the path of an emperor and concern yourself with petty worries of the people. But mother! Now, Enrique, I'm building an empire for you. Since you shall inherit the throne when I pass on, you should pay more attention. Well then, young lady, I know that there are 6 moon crystals and they have been scattered all over the world. I also know that he who controls the moon crystals controls the weapons of mass destruction. I believe your people refer to them as Gigas. When the Gigas are ours, we shall rule the world. Now, young lady, you will tell me where to find the moon crystals. I will die before I tell you. What did you say? You do not understand how powerful the Gigas really are. The Gigas were great weapons of destruction built by the old world. They are more powerful than you can imagine. And that is precisely why Valua must obtain these weapons. Since we are the most powerful empire, we should have full control over them, and once we have them, we shall rule the world. No! Humans must never control the moon crystals at the Gigas ever again! Power-hungry dictators like you are the reasons humans must never control them! You dare insult me, the Empress of the Great Valua Empire, in my own palace? Kill her! Kill her! Kill the little wench! Off with her head! Mother, think about what you are saying! You cannot kill her! She's done nothing wrong! Are you saying that this girl is innocent, Enrique, even after she insulted me so? Kill her! Kill her now! Please, you must believe me! The power of the Gigas is not to be underestimated! Silence, wench! You shall pay for your insolence! Lord Galcian, I bring urgent news. Someone has broken into the Colosseum and freed the Blue Robes. What? I am on my way. Take the girl to the ship and bring her to the Grand Fortress immediately. Yes, Lord Galcian. Your Majesty, I request permission to deploy the Armada. I will take the girl with me and she will guide me to the moon crystals. Very well then, use the power of the Armada and bring the crystals to me. Of course, Your Majesty. However, I have but one humble request. I would like to request that a new addition be made to our highest ranking officers. I would like to recommend my Vice Captain, Ramirez, for the position. Do as you wish. In return, I want you to give me your word that you will bring me those crystals.
Yes.
As you wish, Your Majesty. You heard the Admiral. Get up! Ramirez. Alright. Now to Upper City. Alright. So we aren't going to spend here long, but that's good. This is Valua's Upper City. Only those of wealthy stature or born of noble blood live here, of course. It's a much harder life in Upper City than you think. There's so many plays, so many parties. I'm a very busy party. Ah, yes. Such envy. So hard. Vice, this is no time to just sit around and drink tea. The bathtub in my house is made out of gold, you know. Pure gold, of course. But something is still missing. I know! I'll have my toilet made out of pure silver. So all their riches would be literal crap. Fitting. Alright, I'm gonna save here real quick. Oh, are you a nobleman? You'll have to excuse me, but which family are you from? No. That sounds right. Me? I'm one of the members of the Dine family. The Dine family, you say? I don't seem to recall any noble families of such a name. Well, just looking at you, I can tell that you come from a noble military family. I shall try to remember that name. Unfortunately, he suffers from very forgetful NPC syndrome because you can have that same exchange with them 3 different times and they have 3 different results. He pretty much has no qualms with you either being that or a relative of Alfonso, but he spits on you the instant you say you're from a quote-unquote poor but noble family. Let's talk to this kid. My mommy told me that people in Lower City rarely get to eat white bread. But that's stupid. If they can't eat bread, why don't they just eat cake? So in case you can't tell, this is an obvious reference to the if they can't eat bread, let them have cake instead. However, in interesting detail, that might not have actually ever happened. That might have been a political smear campaign against Mary of Tudor. I'm not saying everything she did was okay, but kind of a straw man to make it like every little thing that she came out of her mouth was just completely ignorant. Is it Mary of Tudor? Okay, I can't remember. Regardless, hold on. Or was it Queen Elizabeth? Google that real quick.
Wow.
Marie Antoinette, my bad. Had to double check that. But yeah, that is believed to be a smear campaign against her. Most historians agree on now. Vice, that huge vehicle over there must be the rail car. I think you're right, Aka. Looks like it can only ride on those rails. I guess it would be hard to steal. Let me get a closer look. I spot a Fina. What are you talking about? I thought Fina was supposed to be at the palace. That's what I thought, but it looks like that rail car is going to the Grand Fortress. If she gets taken to the Grand Fortress, we'll never be able to get her out. We have to move, now! Sounds like the engines are starting. We'll never get down there in time. Vice, what should we do? We've got to jump onto the roof. What? Isn't there a plan B? Come on, Aka. This shouldn't be too tough. And that should have killed her. Alright, here. So our objective is just to make it to the front of the rail car. Fina should be at the front of the rail car. Let's go! Lord Galcian, we've just received a message from Central Station at Upper City. They've spotted some air pirates snooping around the rail cars. And the air pirates who escaped the execution, are they still free? Yes, Lord Galcian. My humblest apologies. It matters not. I'll summon the city guards and sweep all of the rail cars. We'll find them. That won't be necessary. We know they are where they are heading. They are going to try to rescue the girl. What's the status of the Grand Fortress gates? They're currently open, sire. They're not scheduled to close for a while. Close the gates immediately. Place all ships in the bay on full alert. Dispatch the Imperial rail car immediately. I shall deal with these pirates myself. Yes, Lord Galcian. I'm going to run into a few encounters on this rail car. These are our patrol guards. They do cast spells, so it doesn't hurt to have Delta Shield on deck. And that is the advantage of the Assassin Blade that I forgot to get much earlier on. It does have a high chance of inflicting poison. There's one patrol guard down. Alright, Zacharias Crystal, good. Alright. Something's up. Who's that? Vice, there's something about this guy. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't think we can take it. Yeah, and he looks really mad, too. Aka, here's the plan. Run! We have to get to Fina before he catches us. You know, I feel like did you guys a disservice in a prior episode. Thankfully, I still had some leftover fried chicken from when I stopped to satiate my appetite. I'm pretty confident of my ability to take him. Got me a quick snack with me? Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins! Alright guys, this is it. We're gonna kill the main villain of the game. It's gonna be good. I'm pretty confident. Let's go. Ah, come on, you got a flint. That's the size of your sword? I'm not impressed. It could be bigger. I could take you. Nothing. Yeah, I mean, I did 36. I think that's pretty good. I might... You know, a Sacred spell or two might not hurt. See, I mean, I got this. I did already a whopping 36 damage with man. We're good. Oh, come on. You think that old love tap's gonna hurt? See, Galcian, you can't stand the head of my critical hits. Okay, so it's looking a little dicey, but you know what? I may be out of Sacred Crystals. I'm certainly not out of options.
Let's try this.
Alright, well, it's not going great, but I believe I have more than enough ways to defeat him. Let's try an electric. Surely this man won't like being electrocuted too much. Take a bite of my fried chicken here. Well, that's lame. I totally could beat that guy. Okay. Obviously, jokes aside, this is a scripted, unwinnable fight. In case the Leroy Jenkins joke was not obvious about it. Sorry to any headphone users. And yes, I was actually eating fried chicken while playing that. I thought that would be, just kind of find it funny that I took the bite right as he cast the Eternae spell. Galcian is rigged to have basically like one short of 10 million HP, which I'm sure is the absolute max. On top of that, his stats are normally same as when you fight him in his proper boss fight. I know, spoilers, we fight what is supposedly the toughest character in the game. But, and you're supposed to be near endgame when that happens, so it is so he's way above your pay grade. However, there is an interesting thing. Someone did actually edit his HP down to 10. And there is actually... The game doesn't know what to do with that information. So it actually does soft lock you out of completed game. Basically, Vice just becomes a train car, and you get a Japanese error message that says the game is not over yet. And at that point, yeah, you basically can't move. You can't do anything. My guess is the game gets confused because you're not supposed to beat this guy this early. What's interesting, though, is there are other unwinnable bosses in the game, and it won't quite crash. I'm gonna at least make it to the cutscene. Alright. But since I can't skip stuff, I'm gonna just take that opportunity to explain that. So it's a fun little thing. Obviously, though, the way the game insists, you pretty much can't beat him. Not only that, he might have Sacrolin, which is a full heal, which obviously means whatever machine you're playing on has a higher chance of overheating before beating it becomes a reality. So, luckily enough, Galcian seems to think us as threatening as like a toddler, so he just kind of takes a Sunday stroll through the whole ordeal. Not the wisest life choice, if you ask me. And I'm not too terribly worried about. Because as long as I don't turn around and make stupid life choices, I mean, he's not that. I mean, these enemies aren't that tough. You know, just the guy really aggressively chasing us. That's the only real threat. I'm sorry, I ain't letting this bird go to waste. Even if my poor life choice has already been seen through to completion.
That was easy.
Vice? Who are you? Sorry we took so long, Fina. We're here to get you out. Insolent pests. You'll have to get past us first. Bring it on. And all this time, I want to spoil you, Galcia never catches us during this boss. Okay, I don't know why, I just found that funny, she just passes out, as the fight begins. Okay, I don't know. It should have started out with her passed out, but... So I did mention this, I'm sure you saw this earlier, but one of the attacks Galcia pulled in that unwinnable false fight was Devolver. It's what he's doing, it's a counter stance. I'm going for Electribox because they're less likely to miss, and these guys do heal. But yeah, it doesn't matter how long you're in this boss fight. Galcian's never going to catch up to you until after the fact. Kind of getting ahead of myself, but this game touts him as this great tactician, but he makes some blatant miscalculations. Not even subtle about it. Alright, I don't care if I believe I have the people cornered. He should know that the instant he sees that there are only 2 blue rogues on that train and they freed a whole pirate crew, alright, there might be a ship. I don't need to be treating this like I'm going for a leisurely stroll. And there you go, yeah, he'll cast Zachary and heal his little buddy there. Yeah, that's the problem. They don't have a lot of health, but because they don't have a lot of health, Zachary is like almost guaranteed a near full heal. And that does make these guys take a little longer than normal, but they're nothing really too dangerous. And meanwhile, he's just taking this whole thing in stride. Not a care in the world as to whether or not this will derail any potential plans. What, these 2 small fry? I don't care. They just stopped an execution. That might be worth registering the threat over. And you'll see, well, not going into too much detail, but his lackadaisical approach over the whole ordeal, it costs him. If I could just get these... If I could get Tweedledee and Tweedledum to start healing each other, that would be highly convenient.
You go. You go.
Yeah, knew that was coming. Not a whole lot to talk about while this boss fight is going on, so what's been up with you lately? I mean, nothing too crazy. I'm still technically on day 1 of recording, so I'm recording this in the same day that I'm recording episode 1. Let's see if I can actually, like, do some noticeable damage to this guy. Okay, 1 down. And 1 to go. Now, thankfully, special moves, as you saw earlier, can't be countered, so... And there we go. They're done. Way more difficult than that needed to be. Should have been a pretty much a gimme one right there, but hey, still got it done. I'm so glad you're safe, Fina. We were worried about you. Vice, Aka, how did you... Why? Why do you think we're here to save you? You mean you did all this just for me? Aw, Fina, we're friends. We weren't going to let them take you from us. Thank you both so much. Honestly, I was so scared. I was all alone. I was afraid they were going to hurt me. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. Everything's okay now, Fina. Now let's get out of here. I can't allow that. What? He found us! I am Galcian, Lord of the Imperial Armada. You have caused us a great deal of trouble, boy. What is your name? I'm Vice of the Blue Robes. I just thought you were the guy that cleaned the rail cars. Ah, so you were the one who made a fool out of Alfonso. This girl is worth nothing to you, air pirates. Hand her over to me. I guarantee you your lives, as well as that of the girl, will be spared. Is that a deal? Sounds fair. Obviously not. Never! I don't know what you want with her. But you're Valuans. Whatever it is, it can't be good. That's racist. Do you honestly think that after attacking the Valuan Armada, you'll be able to fly the skies freely? We're air pirates. We don't need your permission for anything. If we see something we want, we take it. That's very disappointing. I'm afraid you leave me no choice. I must destroy you. Vice! The little Jack! And that is some damn good aim. Saw the rail car cleaning too. Would be better if you killed the stooge on it, but hey, can't complain too much. You were late, Vice. We decided to come get you, and from the looks of it, we were just in time. Fina, are you alright?
Thank you so much.
I'm very grateful that you've gone through so much trouble to rescue me. Relax, Fina. We're all okay right now. Save the mushy stuff for later. She's right. We can all be thankful after we've gotten out of Valua. Captain, emergency! They're closing the gates! If the gate closes, we're all dead. We're under attack. Valuan ships dead ahead. They're blocking the entrance. We've got to act fast. We need to take out the blockade. It looks like I'm going to be able to test out that harpoon cannon earlier than I thought. All hands to battle stations. You put your right foot in. We got a warning about you air pirates and the Colosseum guards. You're not getting through here. Alright, so this fight is... you can kind of win by attrition. It's largely scripted. The simple solution is just spend this turn focusing, and the next turn you'll get to test out your fancy new toy. Boy, the harpoon cannon takes a lot of spirit points to fire. Also, you can only fire it when the target is in the right place. So attack the enemy with your normal cannons and build up your spirit. When the time is right, unleash the harpoon cannon. As he suggested, let's... okay, so let's use a repair kit. Defend and harpoon cannon. Seriously, for an early game weapon, this is actually pretty beefy stuff. Yeah. I admit I'd be the guy embarrassed to command a battleship that is taken down by a civilian weapon my nation designed. And thankfully, it seems like those three other ships just kind of merged into one, so we've taken out the whole blockade. Looks like that was the last of them. Now we just need to get through that gate. Vice, it's closing! Hurry! Come on, little Jack! Lord, yeah, nope. That ship would be noticeably more damaged out of that, after that. Woohoo! We did it! Alright, I knew you could do it, Vice. You're the greatest! Oh, you told him that. You got us through here by the skin of our teeth. You had me worried there for a second there. We can finally say goodbye to Valua. Alright, let's go back home to Pirate Isle. He worked really hard to clean that rail car. Can understand his disappointment. Vice, Aka, Captain Drachma. I just wanted to tell you how much I... Don't worry about it. The Valuans went through a lot more trouble to capture you. We just like making them mad. A lot of trouble to capture you. Vice is just kidding, Fina. You're our friend now. But while we were there, I did want to grab some more loot. What, Aka? You wanted to stay in Valua? We barely made it out of there. Hey, it's an air pirate's duty to liberate any treasure that can help the needy. Fina, there's something I wanted to ask you. What is this mission that you're on? What are you looking for? And why is the Valuan Empire after you? We might be able to help. Alright, I'll tell you. I am a Sylvite, a descendant of the Silver Civilization. Silver Civilization? Hundreds of generations ago, the world's population was divided into 6 civilizations. One existed under each of the moons in the sky: green, red, blue, purple, yellow, and silver. Each civilization harnessed the power of its moon by learning how to use the raw moonstones as a source of energy. The entire world went through a technological revolution, but technology advanced faster than the people wielding it. The leaders of each of the civilizations became corrupt, and their ambition led them to war. They used their technology to create weapons. These weapons were called Gigas. They were gigantic living weapons that were capable of destroying whole islands. I've heard about these Gigas before. There's a giant and a dragon. But I thought those were all tales parents told their children. Never thought they were real. Oh, Aka, they are very real. When the ancient civilizations went to war, they unleashed the Gigas on each other. So many people died. Then something happened. The rains of destruction fell. No one knows exactly what caused it. Moonstones fell from each of the moons. They fell for what seemed like an eternity. Thousands of stones fell at a time, like a rainstorm. It was almost as if the moons wanted to make sure that their powers would never be misused again. Millions died in the rains. The stones battered the lands and leveled the cities. All of the ancient civilizations were destroyed. Only a few survivors remained. But even if the rains of destruction never happened, the Gigas would have destroyed the world anyway. Now there are people trying to reawaken the Gigas. You mean the Valuan Empire? Yes, but to command the Gigas, it is necessary to find the moon crystals. A moon crystal is a highly concentrated form of moonstone. The original moon crystals used to control the Gigas are scattered throughout the world. Valua is searching for those crystals so they can reawaken the Gigas. And that's why the Valuan Empire kidnapped you, to find out where they were hidden. Yes, I was sent here to gather the crystals before the Valuans could find them and put them somewhere where they can never be used again. Vice, Aka, I know I have caused you enough trouble, but I have another favor to ask you. I would like you to go with me. Help me travel the world in search of the crystals. Please, without my ship, I can't do it. And if Valua gets the crystals, I don't even want to think about what would happen. Leave everything to us. We'll go with you and find those crystals. Yeah, Vice, I guess this is your chance to see what lies beyond the sunset. You're right, Aka. Thank you so much. If you two were to come with me, I would be so honored. Huh? What was that noise? Was that your stomach? Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, you can come out now. Huh? What is that thing? Where'd it come from? It's been with me ever since I was a baby. It's from my homeland. It can change its shape, and it's usually shaped like a bracelet around my arm. Actually, the thing's kind of cute. What's its name? Its name is Cupel. Come, Cupel, say hello to everyone. It's so cute. I'm very pleased to meet you, Cupel. Well, Fina, we've got a long journey ahead of us. We'll do our best to help you get the crystals. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're helping me. Now the only problem left is Captain Dying. I wonder if he'll let us go. What are you worried about? Even if he does say no, we'll just go anyway. Alright, once we're finished getting everything ready, we'll leave from the underground port. Alright, we got Fina, and the ability to perform silver magic. I'd argue she is about as helpful. Well, won't get into too much right now. So before we close out for this episode, there's a moonfish. And down the ladder of eternity with me. Alright, so I think that's a good cutoff point for us. I mean, we did a lot of impossible things. We survived a fight with the world's strongest janitor. We escaped the Valuan Grand Fortress. But most impossible of all, we, a video game protagonist, retained living parrots. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. I'll see you guys next time. And feel free, like I said, between the first one and this one, this is kind of my first day recording. So if I see any feedback between these four, I'll kind of start to try to implement it on episode 5. You guys have a good rest of your day.